I'm like, you know there's a bar mitzvah 2 weeks after, right? Like, you know that I'm doing a bar mitzvah, right? Oh, whatever. So many good things, but so many things. But all good things, yeah. Yes, it was me. So, okay, bar mitzvah was, I'm sort of bringing that Parsha into the week this week, even into my just like regular class. I don't think anybody was in a regular class this week, my usual yoga class. But the Parsha, one thing that was really fascinating to me, there's this teaching that like your bar mitzvah Parsha chooses you, like there's a reason you end up with that. And I've seen that like with all of my kids. And one thing that was really interesting is that Zev, my oldest, Parsha was Toldot, which was like 2 weeks before, which was the beginning of the Jacob and Esau story. And this was the end of the Jacob and Esau story. And they both talked about brothers and the stuff with the brothers and whatever. So it was really actually like this lovely full circle moment with that. Good morning. I keep saying good morning. I'm so used to being here in the morning. Good afternoon. But this is one of my favorite Parshas. I say this all the time, right? Oh, it's like every time I say it's my favorite. But really, there's this passage. So this is the Parsha where Jacob and Esau are about to see each other after not seeing each other for 20 years. And after like a lot of conflict, right? He steals the birthright. He steals the blessing. Esau says he's going to kill him. Rebecca sends him away, even though she was the one who sort of orchestrated the thing. That's another conversation for another day. Okay, fine. But so he's about to see Jacob as, he's like the studious, the small one, the quiet one, the sort of one who likes to hang out with his mom. And Esau's like the big, burly, tough guy, whatever. And Jacob is about to see him and is literally, afraid. He doesn't know what to expect. Esau's on the other side of the river with this, his 400 family members, and Jacob's got his whole family on this side, and they're all camped out waiting to see each other the next morning. And Jacob goes to the river and wrestles with this ish, right? The Hebrew is ish, which means man, but it's the translation, like the commentary is that it was an angel of God, or maybe that it was God's self, or maybe it was just Jacob wrestling with himself, right? But there's a lot of commentary on that. But this struggle goes on all night, and this ish says to him, it's like the dawn is coming. They've been wrestling all night. And this ish says to Jacob, okay, it's done. We can be done. Like, let's be done. And Jacob says to him, I will not let you go until you bless me. That's the line in the Torah, which really might be my favorite line in the whole Torah. I will not let you go until you bless me. And he does. And the blessing that he receives is his name. He gets renamed Yisrael. He becomes the father of Klal Yisrael, of the Jewish people. And that word Yisrael means literally the one who wrestles with God. Like, that's who we are as Jews. And I love that framing. I knew this story of the wrestle for many years, and it was only maybe a few years ago that I learned that line that is so essential, because what it says is like, oh, you can be in conflict and still, just because you haven't gotten it all figured out, just because you don't know what you're doing, just because you feel, scared or uncomfortable, or plug in your word, it doesn't mean that you're not a successful spiritual being, it doesn't mean that you haven't gotten it right. And the idea is if you can, if you hang on long enough, he was injured, he gets hurt, he walks with a limp for the rest of his life. They say his hip was dislocated, right? I think is the language that's used. So it's not that it's not that the wrestling doesn't change us, it changes us, it transforms us. But if we can stay with it, if we can stay present, if we cannot, avoid and be like, oh, I don't want to face this horrible thing or this scary thing or whatever, if we can hang in, that there's going to be a blessing in the end, and that we just have to hang in long enough for that to happen. And that has proven true in my life in so many ways. And I see it actually in Rocky. Rocky is very much, my son who was bar mitzvahed, he very much embodies that. He doesn't shy away. He's very quiet about it. He doesn't make a big deal about it. His brothers are louder about things sometimes, but he just, he finds the blessing in things. He really always does. And so Yeah, I love that that was his Parsha that chose him. And I feel like, and in many ways I feel like yoga, so what does it have to do with yoga? Yoga is often like a wrestle with yourself. Literally the poses we're doing, we're twisting ourselves up, we're literally wrestling with ourselves, And it's a wrestle with our minds, when we have to like sit and be quiet and often I know when I come into a space and I sit down and I might come into a class or come to my own practice and you sit down, you're like, oh, that's what's going on, because it's like you're running around, you're doing your stuff, you're not. Maybe it's back there in the background, and then the minute you sit down and you're quiet, you're like, okay, that's what's happening right now, It's because that's when stuff arises. And so, but we know from the practice, from doing the practice, if we can stay with it, if we can be present with it, if we can be present with ourselves and have compassion for ourselves and stay with the wrestle, whether it's in our body or in our minds or on that deepest level of wrestling with not maybe just the idea of like a divine force in the world that is hidden from us so much of the time, that's hard, that's elusive, that we can find the blessing in it though, but we have to like stay with it, we've got to stay the course. And so that's just the invitation as I'm bringing in some wrestly poses today, some, poses that feel like a deep bodily, physical wrestle with yourself. And yeah, we just see if we can stay with it and find that moment of blessing. All right, so we're going to start actually before we close our eyes. We're going to start with a little bit of breath practice, pranayama called ujjayi breath. So this is the breath where you tone your throat gently. Does everybody know this one where you just, yeah, okay. Amy, you good with that? Do you know that one? You sort of tone your throat. Okay, good. So like it's a channeling, a focusing of the breath. All right, so close your eyes. As long as we all know it, then you don't need a lesson. So take a minute to just settle and to just ground in your body and in your breath, and in your thoughts, and in your emotions, and in anything else that's showing up. Just letting yourself sit with whatever it is. And as you settle, let your breath grow longer, deeper, steadier. And then as you're ready, just begin that ujjayi sound, toning your throat gently. If it feels sometimes on the inhale, it can feel a little restrictive. It is a little restrictive. If that feels like too much, you can just do the sound on the exhale and take a normal inhale in if that feels more comfortable for you. If it's comfortable to do it on both the inhale and the exhale, that's fine too. And as you begin to hear your breath and have a deeper experience of the breath as you engage with it more meaningfully, focus on the sound, on the evenness of the sound, the smoothness, the steadiness of the sound. And just let it keep guiding you back to a steadier, more grounded place within yourself, where you know you can withstand the challenges, the wrestles that you have in store for you, or that are even here with you right now. You feel that focusing of the breath, the channeling of the energy. Just feel it as a sort of harnessing of your own power. The power to choose to see blessing, even when we're faced with something that is difficult. Take one more round of breath with the ujjayi sound. And then at the end of that exhale, just let your breath return to a normal breath. Bring your hands onto your heart. Take a moment for your own kavanah, for your own intention, for your practice today, this afternoon, or whenever you're doing the practice, if you're on the video. And then let's begin together with Hineni 3 times. If you'd like to join, take a deep breath. Let your head bow gently to your heart. And then release your hands. Let your eyes open. All right, we're going to stay here for a moment. Take the soles of your feet together, like Baddha Konasana legs, bound, yeah. And then take your right hand over to the right, outside your right leg. Take your left hand onto your left leg. That's it, like right onto the inner knee. And then create a little resistance. So pull your knee up into your hand, but push with your hand at the same time. So you're feeling those muscles in the leg activate. And then twist to the right gently. Turn your upper body to the right. Press your left leg to the left. That's it. And just keep that pressure for a moment, hugging the knee up, pressing, giving the hand, just giving something to press into. And now let the leg relax, and without forcing, don't feel like you're forcing it, but use your hand to just gently encourage your left knee a little closer to the floor, a little deeper stretch through the inner thigh, maybe through the hip a little bit. All right, good. Inhale and release that. Come to center. Take your left hand over to the left. Take your right hand to your right thigh. And again, you're pulling up with your knee, pressing down with your hand. Twist a little bit left in your upper body. And just create a little wrestling between a little engagement between the knee and the hand. That's really what a wrestle is. Actually, Rocky talked about in his speech how hugs between brothers often turn into a wrestling match, and it's just the same thing. All right, inhale and come to center. Good. Take your feet a little wide. Do a couple of windshield wipers, just dropping the knees internally, focusing on that leg, the inner knee that's dropping down. Yeah. One more to each side. Okay, good. And then find your way to hands and knees, to tabletop. All right, we're going to do some cat and cow. We're just going to add a shoulder stretch into it. So have your knees underneath your hips. You're going to take your right arm across the top of your mat, be on the pinky finger, thumb up. That's it. And then cat and cow here. So with the arm across the mat, the right arm stays straight. Inhale, arch, lift your chest, look forward, exhale, and round. Lift your navel towards your spine. Your toes can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels more comfortable for your feet. And then if you want, you can drop the left elbow down and do a couple with the left elbow on the floor. So a couple more cat and cow, just getting a little stretch underneath the right shoulder blade into the upper right, to the upper chest. Okay, good. And then come to center and bring the left arm across, left hand in front of the right hand, and keep going with your breath. Inhale and arch, and exhale and round. You can start with the right elbow off the floor, do a couple there. And then you can let the right elbow drop down, do a couple with the right elbow on the floor. That's it. One more breath. Good, and then come up to center. Okay, stretch your right leg back behind, tuck your toes under. Yeah, push into your heel evenly, take a little calf stretch, and then rock forward a little, stretching the wrist. Grip your fingers down, but rock forward into the fingertips a little, and then press back again, and then rock forward a little, just stretching the wrists one more time. Stretch the calf, press back, come forward, stretch wrists, and then bring your shoulders right over your wrists, lift your toes up off the mat. Good. Sweep your navel up towards your spine so your core is engaged, your abdominals are turned on a little bit there, and then bring your right knee over towards your right elbow. Look to the right, And then as you inhale, cross it over, stretch it out straight, look over to the left. That's it. And then exhale, right knee, right elbow, tap right. Exhale, cross over, toes to the floor, look left. And then last time, right knee, right elbow. And cross, and then hold here for a moment. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Yeah, take your right hand a little bit more forward on your mat, so just give that right side body a little more space. That's it. Then let your hips shift a little bit to the right, look over the left shoulder, so you feel a big stretch all along the whole right side of your body, from your right armpit to your right hip to your right big toe. That's it. Then drop your right knee where it is, so the knees are crossed. Widen your feet out a little bit. Keep your hands straight ahead. Sit your hips back any amount. You can go back a little bit. You can go back a lot. Fairly early in practice, so keep it reasonable for your hips. That's it. And then just take a couple of breaths there. Let your head and neck soften. Your jaw relax. And inhale, come back up and back to your tabletop. That's it. And then second side, left leg behind. So starting with just the left leg extending out, toes on the floor. Good. Rock forward and back a few times. As you rock forward, really grip your fingerprints, like the tips of your fingers. Press them down so that the fingers, even the muscles in the fingers are engaged and you're not sort of dumping weight into your wrists. There's just a little stretch there. And then balance with shoulders over wrists. Lift your left toes up off the mat. Notice your belly might want to sag down here. So again, engage the abdominals gently. Pull your navel towards your spine, gently. Not in a way that feels restrictive, but supportive. Then tap left knee, left elbow, look left. Inhale, cross over to the right, tap the toes over to the right. Good. Look left, tap left. Cross over right, look right. Last one, tap to the left, cross over to the right, and then hold here. You can take your left hand, maybe another hand print forward, let your hips shift a little bit left, look over your right shoulder. Keep your navel pulling up towards your spine. Big stretch and opening from the left armpit to the left hip, down to the big toe of your left foot. Drop your left knee where it is, knee behind knee, sit your hips back towards your heels, arms straight out in front. Obviously, you don't want to feel pressure or pain in the knee here, in either knee, so just keep it where that knee feels comfortable. All right, one more breath. And come on back up. Uncross. Okay. Here's the next thing. You're going to keep your hands right where they are. So hands right underneath the shoulders, but swing your heels over to the right, point your knees to the left. Yeah, so heels to the right, knees to the left. Good. Now keep your hands where they are, but sit straight back. So again, you're feeling a big stretch into the side body, into the left side. That's it. Now, you could stay here if you're getting a big stretch. You can stay right where you are. If you want to take this a little bit deeper, your left hand can reach back for your right heel or towards your right heel. So you're in a little bit more of a twist. It just deepens the stretch. If that feels like an unreasonable thing to do, skip that part. But just one added element. Again, we're just coming into these wrestly poses today, not for the sake of wrestling, but for the sake of saying, you know, there's that saying that says, you know, blessed are the ones whose struggles are all self-inflicted, you know. Inhale, come on up, swing your knees over to the other side. The idea being that, like, we choose to put ourselves into these positions, right? We choose to challenge ourselves in these ways. Sit hips to heels. So that when we're here and we're practicing, okay, we're doing this challenging thing. Again, if you want to take the right hand, reach back for the left heel, you can, you don't have to. But we put ourselves into these positions, we choose it, we make the choice to literally wrestle with ourselves, to wrestle our demons, because that's ultimately all it ever is. Whatever's happening on the outside creates a situation on the inside, and that's the only thing that we really can deal with, you know. Inhale, release, come back to center. so we can get engaged with ourselves in these meaningful ways. Tuck your toes, lift up into dog pose. Again, not for the sake of challenging ourselves, but for the sake of saying, hi, I'm doing this challenging thing. I can do it. I'm strong enough to do it. I trust in myself to do it. And I'm going to stay with it until there's a blessing. Because when we can do it in here, we can do it out there. All right, inhale and come forward to plank pose. You can do knees up or knees down. That's up to you. But work the alignment here a little bit. Squeeze your legs in. Tone your glutes. Draw your tailbone down. Gaze forward slightly so the shoulder blades come onto the back, but at the same time, push into the floor. Tone your belly. Tone your pelvic floor. One more breath. And then on an exhale, drop your knees and roll yourself down onto your belly. Good. Stretch your arms out in front like Superman arms. Yep, just like that. Let's go hands a little wider than shoulders. Thumbs up. Good. And then on your next inhale, lift up your right leg, your left arm, your head. And just lengthen the leg, lengthen the arm. Reach out instead of up for this first one. Good. And then release down. And other side, left leg, right arm. Reach out. Get longer through your arm and your leg. That's it. And then exhale and release down. Go back to the first side. Get long first, then lift a little higher if you can. That's it. And then exhale, release. Nice, you guys. And second side. Lengthen first, then lift. Good. And release. Good. Make a little pillow. Rest your head on your hands. Bend up your knees. And do some windshield wipers with your legs. Just swing the legs side to side a few times. See if you can keep your pelvis fairly steady and just rotate your legs. So we're just getting some movement of the thigh bone in the hip joint. Okay, good. And then come back to center. Stretch your legs out long. And then stretch your arms out into a T. So arms straight out from your shoulders. Good. Then bend up your right elbow, so you're on your right fingertips, and roll onto your left side. That's it. Until you feel a little stretch in your left arm, the front of your chest. Your head can be on the floor or just hovering. You could always grab a blanket to shove or a pillow to put under your head if you need. Your right foot can be stacked on top, or you can step it behind your left foot if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. The goal is a stretch in your left arm, in the front of your left shoulder, not a pain in your shoulder. So if you're feeling a tightness or a pinching or a pain, just ease out of it a little bit. Take one more breath, reaching through your left arm. Bring your right shoulder blade back and down to meet your left shoulder blade. That's it. Okay, roll back to your belly. Stretch out your right arm. Bend up your left elbow. Roll to your right side. Again, head up or down, up to you. Top foot in front or stacked or behind, up to you. Right arm really extending. And again, you're in control of how much pressure you're putting into that shoulder there. We don't want to feel pain in the shoulder. Yeah. So you're on your belly, but on your side. So Amy, like this. So you're on the front of your shoulder. Okay, exhale, roll back to your belly. And then bring your hands behind your back and lace your fingers together. Squeeze your legs in towards each other. Inhale and lift everything up off the floor. Again, lift your shoulders a little higher, lift your hands a little higher, your head a little higher. Notice how the breath feels a little restricted here. Can we stay calm and steady and with the deepest breath that we can, even though it might not be the deepest breath we can ever take. Good. Exhale and release, and just turn your cheek to the side. Close your eyes, breathe for a moment. Arms can be by your sides or out in front, whatever feels more comfortable. All right. I want to roll to our back here. So roll over to your back. If you want to spin around, if it's easier to see, that's fine, but you could just stay where you are you could just roll right where you are. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of abdominal toning here. This is like a little isometric exercise. We're gonna use eagle legs. So you're gonna cross your right leg on top of your left leg. You can do a single cross, that's here, or you can do the double cross and hook your toes behind your calf, if that works for your legs. Legs are up off the floor. Okay, then take both hands, stack your hands, take them to the right thigh, so that's facing you. So you're not pulling your knees in, you're actually gonna push your legs away and pull your knees into your hands. You could do this with your head on the floor or off the floor. Pull your legs into your hands, press with your hands. Feel the muscles, those abdominal muscles fire up, light up. Good, push with your hands, pull with your knees. One more breath, make it a meaningful wrestle. Okay, exhale and release. Release your hands, uncross your legs, just take a minute. And then second side, left leg is gonna cross over. So go knee over knee, single cross or the double hook, which is easier to do on your back than when we do it standing. We'll do it standing in a little bit. All right, hands to the front of your left thigh, so the part of your leg that's facing you. Lift your head and shoulders. Pull your legs into your hand, press with your hands. So even though we're holding, it's an isometric hold, it's an isometric movement for the abdominal muscles. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Hold the pose, don't hold your breath. One more breath. Press, squeeze in. Okay, and release. Okay, take one knee in each hand and just circle the legs a few times. Away from each other, make some circles with your knees. Good, and then find your way to downward facing dog. You can rock forward, hop back, or roll to your side and come on up, but find your way. We'll meet together in downward facing dog. Take a moment to just be here, to be in this pose and this breath with whatever is arising. And instead of turning away from it or pretending it's not there, that's our tendency when we're faced with challenges, some of us, many of us, myself included, right? But this Parsha reminds us we can grapple with it, we can come out transformed, we can find the blessing. Okay, we're gonna come up to standing. So either walk feet to hands or hands to feet, whichever is easier. Come on all the way up, reach up, stretch up tall. Good, exhale, release your arms. Okay, find your strap. We'll do a couple of strap warm-ups here for shoulders. All right, so stand with your feet, hip distance, as parallel as feels reasonable for your feet. And then take your arms out in front like this. Have the strap a little wide, maybe shoulder width, maybe a little wider than shoulder width, and hold it taut as if you were trying to snap it in half. All right, good. Get steady in your lower body. As you inhale, take your arms up overhead. If it's comfortable to take your arms back behind, you can press back as far as you're comfortable pressing back. Good. Exhale, lower down. Same thing again. Inhale up. Notice how your belly wants to pop forward as you do it. So sweep your ribs back, pull your arms back at the same time. So that movement's in the shoulders. That's it. One more, lower down, and press up. That's it. Okay, good. Release your hands down in front. Now go wider with your hands. Inhale your arms back up. Take them behind, should feel a little easier to do that now. And then keeping your arms as straight as you can, pull down with your right hand and stretch up with your left. So actually keep your left arm straight for this one. We're gonna bend it in a minute, but we're gonna go straight first. Take your shoulders back, armpits back. Pull down with that right arm so the left arm really extends up. Good, inhale, arms up and then over to the other side. Pull down with the left, press up with the right, like you're sort of pulling in two different directions. So much of what we do in yoga is that resistance, and we don't feel that as a diminishment in any way. It's not coming to defeat us. It actually does make us stronger. Inhale, arms up. Press the arms all the way back behind. Good, and then inhale and back up and over. Okay. Okay, hold the strap in I'm gonna do the back view for this one. Hold the strap in your right hand now. You can just let it sort of dangle for a minute. Okay, take your left arm out to the left. Now, take a big breath in and draw your shoulder blade onto your back. Keep the shoulder back, just turn the palm backwards, and then sweep that hand behind your back as high up as you can. That's as far as mine's going to go for today. Then take your right arm up, bend your elbow, and find the strap behind. Of course, if your fingers reach each other, then you don't need to use the strap. Mine don't reach anymore. Walk your top hand, your right hand down the strap. So get your hands as close together as you can behind your back, even if you're just still holding the strap in between. Okay, good. Now, same thing. Ribs back, armpits back, head back. Yeah. Stretch up through your right elbow, down, nope, up through your, right elbow, down through your left elbow. I'm not marrying you guys. Okay, good. And then just slowly take your time. Release. Okay, second side. Oh God, what strap? We'll hold the strap in the left hand now, right? Okay, hold strap left hand, right arm out to the right. That's the other side, right? That's right. Okay, right arm, take a big breath in. So that active breathing in helps to elevate and make more space into the side body so that shoulder blade can pull back. Turn the hand around, bend the elbow, sweep it up as high as you can behind the back. Then left arm up. Squeeze your elbow towards your ear, bend it, find the strap behind your back, or fingers, of course, if fingers reach each other, that's fine. Walk your hands as close together as you can behind your back. That's it. Then shoulders back, armpits back, head back. One more breath here, stretching up through that top arm, down through the bottom arm. Good, and slowly release and roll out your shoulders. Nice. Set the strap over to the side for the moment. Bring your feet a little closer together for chair pose, Utkatasana. So feet parallel, bend your knees, poke your hips back. Sit as deep into your legs as you can. Good. Then inhale, sweep your arms up by your ears. If the shoulders feel tight, you can go wide with your arms. That'll help a little bit. If you can go narrower, go narrower. Sit your hips down low. Lengthen out of your pelvis, stretch your fingertips, take one more breath, just holding steady with the breath here, and then press up and release your arms. We're going to take that into a twist. Here's something that will help get into the twist. So again, we're going into these sort of wrestly twisted poses. You can really use the breath here, that exhale. I'm going to give the side view. So as we come into the twist, if you're in this long position, it's fine. You're going to hook the elbow across. But if you do a big exhale and round a little bit, do you see that movement? This elbow comes a lot higher up onto the leg. It's easier to find the twist. So use the breath there. Okay, feet close together. The closer the feet are, the easier the twist is. That makes it wobbly and you need more balance. Go wider with your feet. Okay, we're going to go hands in front of the heart for this one. Send your hips back behind you. Okay, take a deep breath in here, lengthen out of your pelvis, and then a big exhale out, and hook left elbow across right knee. Good, and then snuggle it in a little closer. Stack your right elbow over your left elbow. Create a little healthy engagement by pressing your right knee out and hugging your left elbow into that knee so that you can rotate your belly a little bit more. Good, one more breath. Find the blessing. Inhale, center. You can straighten your legs here if you need a minute. Straighten your legs, that's fine. Find your way back into the chair as you're ready. Long breath in, lengthen out of your pelvis. Exhale, twist. That's it. Left elbow to right knee. Is that it? No, right elbow to left knee, sorry. No, you're fine, you're fine. Just do both sides. And that elbow and knee hook together. So just like when we were on our back and we were pushing our knees away, feel like you're pushing away. And use that wrestle as a way to come deeper into the pose, deeper into yourself, deeper into experience. Not because it's here to defeat us, but here to transform us, this practice. Okay, inhale, center, stand up, reach up, stretch up. Good, exhale, fold forward. If you need to find your blocks, just find them on the way. Good, and then we're going to step back into a lunge. So if you're towards the back of your mat, you may step forward with we're going to go left foot forward, right leg back. So just find your way into a lunge. That's it. Make your back legs nice and strong, steady. Bring your left knee over your ankle, extend your spine nice and long. Then plant your right hand. It can go on a block or it can go on the floor. Plant it down and then take your left hand to your left hip. Good. Focus on that bottom hand for a moment. Almost feel like you're trying to turn a doorknob open on the floor. Don't move your hand, but feel how your shoulder moves back as you do that action. That's it. So the right shoulder moves back. Now move your left shoulder back. And then push down into the floor. Turn your belly a little more. And then stretch your top arm up to the sky if your shoulder feels like that's a reasonable thing to do. Or else just practice with the hand on the hip. That's fine. Good. Take one more breath. Exhale and release your hand down. Inhale, step forward. Switch your feet, left foot back. Good. Set up your legs well, back leg strong, right knee over the ankle, spine nice and long. Plant your left hand. Take your right hand to your right hip. That's it. And then do that same action, almost like you're trying to dial the hand on the floor outwards. Feel your left shoulder move back. Then move your right shoulder over your left shoulder, maybe right arm to the sky. Yeah, push down into the floor and use that to turn your belly a little more deeply. Breathe as deep as you can, even though it won't be your deepest breath you've ever done. And on an exhale, release your hand down and step forward to the front of your mat. Soften your knees, rest your belly on your thighs, and hold opposite elbows. And let the weight of your elbows and your arms create an opening in the upper back, a stretch between the shoulder blades. Let the back of let your head feel heavy so you feel a little stretch in the back of your neck. Okay, release your hands down. Step your right foot back again. We're going to bring the right knee down to the floor. So if you need to grab a blanket or fold your mat over or grab some padding underneath your right knee, take a moment to do that. And then right knee down on the floor. Good. Scissor your legs in towards each other. Take your hands up onto the front thigh. Pull your left heel towards your left sit bone so that knee is over the ankle, or it can even be over the toes if you feel like that's not too deep for your knee or for your hip. Okay, then shoulders back over hips. Take your hands in front of your heart. Okay, same thing we did in the chair pose. We're going to do it in the lunge here. So deep breath in, get tall through your spine, and we're going to twist. Exhale, big exhale out. Hook your right elbow across your left knee. That's it. Press your knee out. Press your elbow in. Use that resistance to turn your belly more deeply. So these things that come to challenge us in our lives, they're not there to defeat us. They show up when we need to grow, when we need to transform, when something needs to shift, to show us how strong we are. And instead of shying away, if we grapple with them, we find the blessing. Okay, inhale, slowly release your twist. Hands down. And then switch your feet. However that's easy for you. You can step back or step forward. Left foot back, left knee down. Hands up to the front thigh. Nice. Squeeze your legs in for stability and balance there. If you want to take it a little deeper, pull your right heel towards your right sit bone. Shoulders over hips, hands at your heart. Keep your lower body really stable, rooting down to the earth, but take a breath and lengthen up through your torso, and then exhale, twist all the air out. Hook your elbow across your knee. Good. And then create that healthy engagement, that healthy wrestling. You know, it's like a good marriage or a good friendship. It's not that you never fight. You fight, but you engage well, you know? You do it with love. You do it with the idea of transforming and moving forward and growing together. Same thing. One more breath. Good. Inhale and release. Hands down to the floor. Good. Lift up your back knee, step forward, back into your forward bend. If it feels nice to have the legs straight, a little more stretch for the hamstrings and the low back, do it that way. If you need something a little more restful and calming, come back to that rest pose with the knees bent and holding the elbows. Either one is fine. They serve different purposes. Come back to your intention and what will help you to get there. Which one of those poses? Okay, ground your feet, lengthen your spine, come on all the way up. Reach up and stretch up. And exhale, release your arms. Good. Let's do some standing poses. Step face wide, face the wide edge of your mat. The long edge of your mat, rather. I don't know what the wide edge is. I don't know if that makes any sense. Long edge. All right, we'll go to the right first. Warrior one legs. Turn out your right, warrior two legs. Turn your right foot out. My brain goes faster than my mouth sometimes. Bend into the right knee. Back leg nice and strong. Inhale, let the arms float up. That's it. Have that right knee right over the ankle. Have your back leg nice and strong. Lengthen from hips to armpits, but relax the tops of your shoulders and stretch your arms out nice and long. Yeah, beautiful, guys. Okay, now you're gonna take your left hand, wrap it behind your back. So you might just bring the back of your hand to your back or the back of your pelvis. If you can reach, if you got the long gorilla arms like I do, you might be able to hook the top of your thigh, with that left hand, which may or may not work. That's entirely about how long your arms are and how short your torso is. Take your right arm up and lean yourself back. But either way, you're getting this little shoulder stretch on that back arm, and that's what we're going for. Good, keep sitting into the right knee, leaning back. One more breath. Okay, good. Now straighten your front leg, come up, bring your torso upright, straighten your leg. Keep your left hand behind your back. Reach out over your right leg, come to Trikonasana. That's it. With the hand behind your back, roll your top shoulder back a little bit more. Oh, I'm slipping on this mat. Roll that top shoulder back. Lean your head back. Turn your belly a little more from right to left. And then keep all that and just unfurl the top arm to the sky. Stretch it up. Nice. Lovely. Exhale and root down into your feet. And then as you inhale, come on back up and release your hands. Good. Over to the second side. Left foot out, right foot turns in a little bit. Make sure your back foot isn't turning out at all. You want it turned in a little bit towards the left foot. Then bend your left knee, warrior two. So this path of staying in the wrestle till you find the blessing, it's not an easy path, you know? Much easier to ignore it in some ways. It'll keep coming back. But that is the warrior's way. So as we hold this warrior pose, just connect to that warrior energy within yourself. That says, I can hang on. I can hang on until there's a blessing. Sweep your right hand behind. Again, just the back of the hand to the back is fine, or you can try to hook your thigh. Left arm to the sky. Lean back towards your right leg. That's it. Keep bending into the left knee as you lean your upper body back. Big stretch and opening for the left side body. Good. Inhale, come up, straighten your left leg. Keep the right hand behind the back. Reach out and over with the left hand. Triangle pose with the hand behind the back. Yeah. Find your shin, your ankle, whatever is available to you. And then make the movement be more in the torso. Turn your belly a little more from left to right. Move your right shoulder back in space a little bit. And then keep all that. Stretch up your top arm. Unfurl it towards the sky. And hold for a breath. Steady in your legs. Steady with your breath, steady in your mind. As you exhale, root down into your feet, and as you inhale, bring yourself up, turn your feet forward, step your feet together. Good, take a little march. All right, we're gonna come to Garudasana, which is a super twisted up wrestly pose, eagle pose. So if you want to go by a wall for balance, you can go by a wall for balance if you need a little help with the balance. I would do this one with your back to the wall, actually. So we come to, it's a crossover leg. So do it with your back to the wall if you're using the wall. Okay, sit your hips back. A little chair pose. Let's do the arms first, actually. Cactus arms. Wrap your right arm under your left. You can do a single wrap or a double wrap. Good, hips are back. Okay, now shift your weight to your left foot. No, hang on, am I saying the right one? Yeah, right leg over. Right leg on top, sorry, right leg over. Squeeze your legs together. So we did this on our back already. We've been here already. Harder when you're balancing on one foot. Yeah, that's good, Amy, that's it. Squeeze your legs together. Squeeze your arms together. Hold steady. See if you can soften your eyes, your jaw, your face. See if you can soften around whatever sensations are rising up in your body instead of resisting them, engaging with them. Good, inhale, come on up and unravel. Good, find center, just steady your breath for a moment. To me, this is like the quintessential yoga pose. It's like you're on one foot, everything's twisted, one arm over, other leg over, whatever, and if you can be there and you can breathe and you can be calm, you can do that out there when life twists you up, All right, bend your knees. Cactus. All right, left arm under. Left arm under right. Right arm is on top. Single wrap or double wrap, up to you. Good. Hips back, shift your weight to your right foot, cross your left leg over. You can always use a little kickstand. You can put your toes on the floor if you feel wobbly. You can hover your toes, you can hook them. All right, good. Make it a meaningful wrestle. Instead of just hanging out and letting the pose happen to you, do the pose. Stay present with it. Keep the muscles awake, working, active. Keep embracing. Feel it as an embrace, a hug, the legs, the arms. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come up. And unravel. Good. Roll out your shoulders. And go the other way. Okay, we're going to come down, do a little more hip warm up before we come into our last twisty pose. So you're going to lay down onto your right side, and you can have a blanket for your head, or you can just rest your head on your arm. I'm going to go blanket. So I'm on my right side. This is called a controlled articular rotation. It just moves the whole hip through the whole range of motion. Have your left hand in front of you, like palm flat on the floor, which is going to keep you on your side instead of rolling towards your back. So palm flat. You can also do it with your hands in a fist like this. This actually helps keep the upper body stable. That's another way to do it. Okay, your right knee is going to stay bent. Stretch your left leg out. Good. Now, bring your left foot forward, trace, so you're going to go on the floor in front of your mat. Trace your toes up the floor, bend your knee up towards your elbow, toes are on the floor. Then open up the knee, bring the knee up over the hip, towards your armpit. Okay, here's the complicated one, ready? Now, rotate your knee forward and your heel back. Knee forward, heel up, knee down. Okay, now go knee up, heel down, bring your knee up towards your armpit, and then back towards the floor, and then trace it out straight. That's the whole thing. Okay, one more like that. Draw the knee up towards the elbow, left knee towards the left elbow. Open it up, knee over hip. Good, now the internal rotation, so the knee goes forward and the heel swings back behind. You can dip the knee down a little bit, keeping your foot up. So knee down, foot up, that's it, and then open it back up, knee towards the armpit, down towards the floor, and straighten out the leg. Okay, now switch your legs. Straighten your right leg, bring your left knee in front of you to the floor. Yep, you can take your right hand onto your left knee, or it could be out to the side, and then roll towards your back. Roll your left shoulder towards the floor so you're in a twist. Yeah, if you got to move away from the wall or something, give yourself some space. Yeah, so you're in an open twist here. Let your left shoulder relax towards the floor, your left knee towards the floor. Chances are they not both be on the floor at the same time. That's okay, but relaxed through your knee and your shoulder. Okay, good. Roll over to your left side. If you want to turn around so you can see, that's fine. If you feel like you can just follow, you can just face the other way, and that's fine. Okay, well, both knees bent. Right palm on the floor in front of you. Right leg out straight. Extend the right leg. Good. Bring it forward onto the floor. Toes are on the floor in front of the long edge of your mat. That's it. And then bend your knee. Draw your right knee up towards the right elbow. Open it up. Knee up over hip. Good, here's the tricky one. Internally rotate, knee forward, heel back. You can dip the knee down, foot up a little bit, and then lift it back up. Open the knee, open the hip. Bring the knee down, toes to the floor, and trace the leg out straight. And one more. Draw it up, that's it. Knee towards the elbow, then knee over hip. Then internally rotate. Knee forward, heel back. You'll feel like you're rolling a little bit more to your left as you do that. Good. Then open it back up. Pull it towards the armpit. Bring it down. And straighten that leg. Good. It's a whole range of motion for the hip. Okay, now switch left leg straight, right knee bent. And then roll to your back. Roll your right shoulder to the floor behind you. If you're on a blanket, you might move that out of the way. It will probably feel better to not have something under your head there. Again, the right shoulder and the right knee will likely not both be on the floor at the same time, but you're just working towards that. Nice, you guys. Okay. Roll to your back. If you want to keep the blanket under your head, that's fine. We're going to do Gomukhasana on our backs first. So one more time, right knee over left knee. Lift your feet up. And then hold right foot in left hand, or ankle. I'm holding the ankles. I think it's better with the ankles. So hold right ankle with the left hand, left ankle with the right hand. So, yep, just right where they are. Squeeze the legs together as close as you can. That's okay. So if you can just reach one, that's fine. You can just do one. That's fine. And then try to lift your knees, your heels up a little bit. So you're not pulling your heels towards your butt. Is this, hang on, come here, there, there. Yeah. That's it. So instead of pulling your heels towards your butt, pull them away from each other a little bit. Oh, you're crossing your arms. That's fine. I didn't even know. Sorry. There we go. I'm like, that should work. Sorry. Yeah, that's not possible. This is one of those ones where it's like I need to like literally go to people and help because it's hard to find this one on your own. You got it. So heels are up a little bit and you're pulling this way. So lift up. Let's try it this way. Oh, too much for the hip. Come up here. Or knee.
That's not, it's here.
In the hip. Okay. So it's a lot. This is the right side up first. Yeah, there. Like that. Is that okay? Yeah. All right, one more breath, guys. That's it. Yeah. Okay, good. And then switch. Sorry, I was like looking at your legs and your arms were crossed. That's not helpful. All right, so legs are crossed. You're holding the foot that's closest to the hand, right? Don't cross your arms. Just hold the foot that's close to your hand. And so the backs of the knees stay a little open. Again, it's not wrong if you're pulling your heels down. There's nothing wrong with doing that. It's just you're going to get the deeper hip stretch if you lift the feet up a little and you pull them away from each other and in towards your shoulders a little bit. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, it's great. Do you feel it too much?
No.
You're so bendy. Like, this looks very easy. But the inner experience might not be that. All right, release your feet, come on up. Okay, so now we're gonna do the upright version of that pose. That was the laying down version. Come on up to sit. All right, a couple ways you can get into it. If it's easy, we're gonna go right leg on the bottom, left leg on the top. So I have to pick my butt up a little bit to kind of get my knees together. And the goal is that you get your knees stacked and the pinky edges of the feet to the floor. If this is like excruciating, grab a blanket or a block. You can sit up on a blanket or a block. Yeah, it's a very deep stretch for the hips. Yeah, that's it, Sherry. So you're trying to get the side of your foot to the floor, actually. And you really want to try to get both of your hips down. So maybe put a blanket under. I think you'll get a better stretch. You don't need a whole block, but a blanket might be good. Okay. We're going to add the arms. Oh, I did something really silly and kind of mean. I didn't tell you to find your strap first. Okay, this is the arms. These are the arms. One arm up, one arm under. If you want to find your strap and do it, fine. If you can't reach the strap, just do it without touching something. It's fine if they don't come together behind your back. So your left arm is under, your right arm is up. Is that slightly better, Sherry? Marginally so. That's it. Yeah, right arm up. You had it right. Right arm is up, left arm under. You can do it both ways, actually. It's one of those, the arms can go either way. Okay, then if you want to stay there, you just stay there and breathe. Try to like unlock your jaw, soften your eyes. If you want to come forward a little bit, it deepens the stretch a little. If that's too much, just stay upright. That's it, yep. Nice, you guys. Okay, inhale and come on back up. And then like slowly, slowly, carefully come out. You can use your hands to help because you want the knees to stay really stable as you're coming out of the pose. We don't get hurt holding yoga poses. We get hurt going into it or coming out of it. So being really aware of how you're getting in and how you're getting out, especially getting out because you're tired and you're like, oh my God, please just get me out. You know, I'm done, you know. So it's a good, especially with these deep hip poses because the knee is in the middle and if the hips are a little tight, the knee is going to take the brunt of it. Okay, so bottom knee is the left knee. So I lift up my butt a little bit. If this is helpful, you can try it, snuggle the knees. And I didn't say this on the other side. Here's the other way you can do it. You can come from tabletop, right? Get the knees close together and then sit back. That's another way to come into it if that feels easier. You guys are doing well with it this way, so I didn't offer that, but for the video. All right, so you want to try to be on the pinky sides of your feet, both feet. You want to try to have both hips on the floor. Okay, then left arm up, right arm under. Reach for your strap behind, or just, you can have the hands in this position even if you're not holding. I like to have the strap. It gives you something to sort of grip onto. But I know I didn't tell you to get it first. Yeah, that's it, Amy. Good. Good. Ground the right hip especially. It's going to want to lift up. Yep. And then stay here. Breathe or hinge forward. This is a pose where I have to consistently remind myself, stop clenching your teeth, relax your eyes. Right? It's intense. It's an intense pose, right? It's an intense pose. But let the wrestle be in the legs, not in the face, not in the jaw, not in with your eyes. All right, inhale. Come on up slowly. Release your arms. And again, just be mindful as you're bringing your legs out. Good, soles of the feet together. This is where we started. We'll end here. Just noticing any transformation that came from the wrestling, any shift in your body, in your mind, in your heart. If you want to come forward and hinge forward, you can take a moment to do that. Again, it's not, do these things just for the point of putting ourselves into these challenging positions, but we do it when we want to transform, when we want a shift to happen. And it's a nice moment when we get to look and say, okay, it shifted, something changed. Inhale, come on up if you're leaning forward, and then find your way down onto your back for a little shavasana. Extending your arms and your legs. For some of us, the poses feel like the wrestle, the body feels like it's hard to get the body into those shapes. But we lay down in shavasana, it's like this delicious, it's like it's like the dessert at the end, And then for some of us, the body stuff feels very easy, but we lay down and the mind starts to go a little crazy and it's hard to lay still and not fidget, right? So whatever it is for you, just give yourself over to it. The wrestling might be in the keeping still, in the letting go, in the deep relaxation. And if that's where you're at, it's not that you are not a good yogi. It's not that you are not a good, anything. We don't place valuation on that. It's just simply your brain doing what it does. But when we say, I will not let you go until you bless me, we step into our power. We step into making a choice that even though something might be challenging, we're going to stick with it. Give yourself over. Rest deeply. Really now, let your breath deepen. Allow some gentle movement, fingers, toes, allowing the awareness to rise back to the surface. And just begin to make your way onto your side, resting for a moment in the fetal position, just allowing for a gentle transition. Find your way back to seated. Rabbi Jonathan Sacks says, there are saintly people for whom spirituality comes as easily as music did to Mozart. But God does not reach out only to saints. God reaches out to all of us. This is why God gave us Abraham for those who love, Isaac for those who fear, Jacob or Israel for those who struggle. The struggle isn't easy. We know Jacob, even though he was undefeated, he limped for the rest of his days. Battles leave scars. But this story reminds us God is with us even when he seems to be against us, even when he's wrestling with us. For if we refuse to let go of God, God refuses to let go of us. If we can hang on, God will always hang on, giving us the strength to survive, to emerge stronger, to be emerged wiser, to emerge transformed and blessed. Bring your hands onto your heart. May you continue to hang on till you find the blessing. Let's close together with shalom. If you'd like to join, deep breath in. Shalom. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great day. You're welcome. Okay, so some news. I have had this shoulder thing happening. It's getting repaired next week. So I have a torn labrum. They're going to reattach it. So I'm going to be out for a few weeks, which actually is timing-wise for us for this class is okay because I'll be out next Thursday, but then the following 2 Thursdays are Christmas Day and New Year's Day, and so we probably would have skipped it anyway those days. And then I'm hoping I'll be back in January. Just watch the schedule. I should be back in January. I won't be able to do yoga, but I can stand here and talk at you, so that's the plan. So I will not see you. Well, maybe I'll see you in other classes. But if I don't see you, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year, happy all the things.
Happy everything.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You know, it'll be okay. I'm sort of like, dreading it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. But it's been compromised for so many months. I need it to be done. I need that chapter to be closed. So.